Okay, and we are back. Welcome
Okay, cool.
to the PIEA, it's Pennsylvania Interscholastic Esports Association Overwatch tournament for 2021. Today is our first game in the playoffs, best of five, and we're playing it's what Lampeter-Strasburg.
Yes, sir.
So with me, I have there's a total of five of us streaming today. I'm Nick Joniak, esports coordinator. I have my Overwatch coach, Tyler Lloyd,
That's me.
my
Hello, everyone.
my Rocket League coach, Jared Clark, Jay Piptone, who's a stand-in and also a really good student streamer, and Jaden Torres, who's an alt for Overwatch, and he streams with us too.
Hello.
So we shall see what we get going here.
So, Lijiang has been the standard map for this season to start things off with. It's a really fair map. We're looking at that here. Looks like the team has decided to go with a Ryan Zarya composition to try and just push in and brawl in this space. This map's a pretty brawly map. You end up just, as you can see, like close combat happens pretty much immediately. But we've lost our Reinhardt, which means we've pretty much probably lost this fight unless the Carter might come around and get
Wrapping
him.
around.
No, they were aware of what he was trying to do. Punish the flank. Carter likes to try and get these flanks off, but they are risky choices.
I feel like every match I've watched this season, we've been on Lijiang.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
well, we tend to start on it, right? So
yeah, so it's the official first map of every game. It was during the regular season, and now it is during the playoffs. You know, what we're seeing here, we've been pushed off. We're almost to our spawn. This happens a lot on this map. If you get pressed back far enough, the winning team will just hold you in your spawn until you can break through. This is a tough choke, actually, right here. Might be a design flaw on the map, but
it's one way in, right? Past here.
well, you gotta. There's a route on the left that you can take. There's also, if you can make the jump, there's a jump on the right. That was what? Is that only one out there? I
thought we were gonna see Zarya go off the map. We have two right now.
Might be able to rocket jump over, but I'm not sure.
Okay, we have four now.
We do. Classic Penn Manor holding on to as many as possible. They're trying to solve this problem, trying to get out. This is something we've dealt with in the past, and trying to figure out how to move through it.
Wow.
Yep, but not enough. All right, so there was Grav. They're at 50% now.
Yeah, it was.
The team is gonna have to solve this problem. Now, one thing I'm looking at here is, a problem we've had, and we've been working on this, but it seems that, when you hit playoffs and you kind of go back to the old reliables, is we are trying to win the Reinhardt-Zarya matchup by playing Reinhardt and Zarya. Here we're trying to win that, but it's clear that they are winning that matchup, right? So playing the same thing into that constantly is not necessarily a good decision, simply because it forces you to, if you can't win that brawl, you end up falling apart. And we are pushing back through. An excellent ult, a good, taking advantage of how pushed forward LS was, and Tech was able to ult to get that done, and there we go, push back in.
Yeah, even though he only managed to get one off with his Deadeye, they still were able to take advantage of that push together.
Yeah, that's all it takes. Every pick matters. But the problem here, if you look at the top, so in a King of the Hill map, Jaden, you want to talk a little bit about how this map functions in terms of the way King of the Hill control maps work?
Well, they can be very complicated, so basically you have to really hold on to where you are. And there are many characters or many that can really take down your entire team.
Right. And that's kind of the issue we're seeing here. So LS was able to stall long enough that they have 99%. If you see that red 99% up top, what that means is that basically they only have to get to 100% to win this round of this map. If they do that, then what a waste. If they do that, then they will win this particular round, and it goes on to the next map of this particular map. It's basically like a 3-map series just for this particular game. What that means is if Penn Manor loses a single fight, they will lose this map. That's how deep in the hole they are right now. So they're having to play cautiously. Notice they're not pushing up the way that LS did, because they can't afford to get wiped the way that LS did. They need to be able to... Yep,
Riptire coming in, up over the wall.
Riptire up on the right. Can they get it?
Every
yes,
player
Tech
gets...
was able to get it.
I hear Deadeye coming in again.
Yep,
Gets
there
one
it
off.
is. He's able to get our Lucio. Similar trade as previously. Carter doing a good job on May here, punishing. So it's gonna be up to him to delay.
I don't think our graph went off, did it?
Did it get blocked?
What happened there?
No, it couldn't have.
May was able
Carter
to deal
is
with that.
no,
Yeah.
fighting.
Oh,
He
okay.
still has it.
What a
Not for
great
a very
delay.
long
What a great delay. That was excellent.
That's going to be overtime, and unless
Yeah.
unless we can get on here, I don't
Ooh,
think we're
great
going to be able to
bubble.
survive that. That's going to be...
We'll see, we'll see, we'll
Unless
see.
my American hold on.
No,
Well,
no.
that was it. That would have been the last push.
Oh.
Wait. Hold
Still
on.
some delaying. Surprised we're not seeing faster characters trying to move onto the point.
Yeah, there we
Marco's
go.
trying to hold it. A little bit of
Last
the old,
Oh.
but he doesn't manage to get up high enough to avoid damage. Whew, this is a stronger LS than we saw before, that's for sure. But I kind of anticipated this. Teams get better throughout the year. They learn to work together better.
They defeated us multiple times.
I think we've had some rough scrims with them, but Nick, you said you went back to game 1 of the
Yep.
regular season.
Yep.
We actually won there 2-0.
Yes, so we were 2-0. LS was actually our first opponent in regular season. Out of 8 weeks regular season, we had 4 wins, 1 bye, and then the other was, of course, 3 losses. So,
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
and
think,
like you said, I think part of it is, like you said, you work on things as a team. It's been at least 8 to 10 weeks, and
Yep.
even if you
It's
were
a
new at the
different
beginning,
element.
it's a completely different. Yeah, it's a different element now as you
It is.
get to learn each other's play style and communicate. And
All right, so we switched over to more of a dive style, which is more in line with what Penn Manor's been practicing. The main thing here is not trying to play in a way where you're trying to beat them at their own game. Instead, force them to be uncomfortable. So with Doomfist and Pharah, hopefully we're going to be able to make them a little uncomfortable. Change the way that this battle is happening. Points opening up now. That Symmetra's causing some issues.
them turrets, though, yeah.
Yeah.
Symmetra can
Makes
be
it hard
quite.
to enter from the front.
Symmetra can be quite lethal with those turrets, or just annoying.
A lot of times it's just the news if you can't get them off.
Save him with a beat, but it might have forced it out pointlessly. Yeah, with only 3 up, that might have been a premature beat.
Got 1.
Alright, picked up a pick. 2. Get too greedy here.
That's scary.
Greed. The greed has happened.
And it's just over, just as soon as it began.
So you can build up a win there, but it's very easy to throw it away by getting a little greedy, a little too confident.
Yeah, Winston saw us buy him lonesome here and just couldn't
He
survive that.
is. We're kind of trickling at this point. We needed to take a moment to regroup, but I think we got a pick or two, and Penn Manor wanted to try and capitalize as quickly as possible on that. Getting a sense of when to push forward to take advantage of those opportunities and when to wait for the team is it's a difficult matter, and definitely I think that's where we fell apart there. Going in as a team this time. Switch back to Ryan Zarya to try and beat them at that game.
Oh
Now
man,
we
that
have-
bubble.
Yeah, now we have. Oh,
Melton.
yep. That window from Baptiste is strong. That's for sure.
May still counts when she's in her rock on point, right?
She
So-
does. That's
Mhm.
why he's able to delay a little bit there. But looks like this map is going to go to LS.
Yep. Game 1, Lijiang goes to
Mm-hmm.
Lampeter-Strasburg. Now
That's
we're
right.
best of 5, so this might be a
We'll see.
long night. We'll see.
3 wins is what it takes to have this map, or to have this game rather.
And this is just
Full
like
match.
regular season, right? Where we Penn Manor, as the loser will pick, and there's not really
Yeah.
a rotation pool, right? It's just like you can play these maps. It's not like it has to be hybrid or something like
Oh
that.
no, it does.
Oh, it
They
does?
maintain that from the regular season. So going into the second game here, it must be a hybrid map. After that is an escort map. If it goes beyond game 3, then it must be a what was it? It's a two control point map, so like Hanamura or Anubis, because I think they've banned Horizon and Paris from it. And after that, it goes back to control for the final game. So it could go in a lot of directions. Now, I suspect that we will see Penn Manor choose Blizzard World here. We've played on that map a few times. We feel very strong there. It's a map that really punishes Reinhardt Zarya because of the way that they want to play versus the way that map's set up. So typically when we're there it is. When we're up against a stronger Reinhardt Zarya combination, we go to Blizzard World to try and punish that reliance. It's a map where you can play dive tanks and kind of split the enemy team in ways that really works to their advantage. There's also a lot of verticality, which Reinhardt and Zarya are not the most mobile characters, so it's easy to take advantage of their mobility on this map.
Now, as you said, you've practiced a lot on this. Is there, as a coach, is there one of the, like, how do you go about figuring out, which of the pools you guys need more time on? Like, is it you try and play all the maps, set them out, like, I don't know, twice at the beginning in scrims or something? Or do you get enough scrims during the season?
We started to scrim it more over time. Scrims are difficult because you're trying to match them up appropriately so that you really get a learning experience out of it. Sometimes you roll, sometimes you get rolled, and out of that, it's more of a morale thing. For practicing maps, sometimes we'll just take some time to like look around a map and think about what we're doing. Sometimes in a game, our opponents will select a map, and then afterwards we'll really reflect about like, there were certain things that happened there that I think we could have done better, or we really performed well there. Let's think about why that is and how we can capitalize on that in the future. So that's something that we really wanted to try and work on this season. And so we've been thinking more about maps and map choice and where we're strong and where we aren't. And I think as our like difficulty with Reinhardt Zarya has emerged, we've been looking more towards maps that don't force us into that. One moment.
Yep. We will be reconvening here in a minute or two. Shouldn't be too much. I'm not going to cut the scene just because this is back to back. We're not making any swaps. I don't know if you picked up on it, Jared, or not. I don't think we even have an alt to swap tonight. It sounds like we're pretty tight on who can actually play. So here's hoping everything goes smooth and nobody has to leave or something last minute. Wouldn't be the first time that's happened.
Yeah. I shouldn't say it.
Yeah, I know,
really
right?
shouldn't.
Death
but
flag.
Don't want to jinx it.
In all of our time playing from home, we have not had significant technical issues.
Come on, man. What are you doing?
You had to say it. You had to say it. Now it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. It'll be all my fault.
Yes, it will be.
Hey, I'm back. Just had a little question. If you're watching the chat right now, you may have noticed that LS requested to defend first. I'm not sure that there's anywhere in the rules where that's a request they can make.
Do we need to pull up the AVGL league book or what? Because I'm not familiar with it.
I do not remember this being something they can do.
Do you have the PIEA? Like, is anybody like tournament officials with support around, or does that not like massive?
Let me pop over into that.
It's always fun.
Yep.
Look at the rules. Yay.
We have had, well, I mean, at this point, it's just Overwatch left, but like, there's 3 different organizations, 3 different games. It's like I possibly can't get my head wrapped around this.
It's it's a lot. It's a lot, and they've been they're switching things up on us constantly.
What, every week?
So
Yeah.
it's been difficult to keep up.
Looks like they're starting game.
Well, yeah, seems like it.
So did they swap or no?
I think they did.
I guess they're not worried about it. They're just gonna do it.
No, I think they're just gonna do it.
Rules. I got the general tournament rules. Yeah, we're laughing here as oversight, but I mean, if they do it, I'm looking here. I got the rules up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so here we have bunker composition going with Sigma and Orisa on tanks as opposed to dive. Looks like they're. Oh yeah, they are on defense. So we are actually observing for. Uh-oh. So we have a bit of an issue here. The spectators weren't swapped, so we're watching from LS's perspective.
Oh no.
Oh my.
Yeah. Should we
So
call back for
we
this?
should let them.
Do you want to
know.
do that? Because I don't want to have this be invalidated.
Yeah. Hold up.
My Discord was having an absolute spasm.
Okay, so we're going to restart this game because LS did not change spectator side despite flipping offense defense. We're going to get this fixed so we don't have anything be invalidated or contested because I don't want to deal with that right now.
It would be very bad.
We got it this far to playoffs. Let's not mess it up now.
We don't want to be called cheaters.
We're on a 3-minute delay, but still. No stream sniping.
No stream sniping.
Lloyd, I just looked through the rules and I don't see anything about the request. So
there was no reason to agree to that. But I mean, whatever. It's nice to be nice hosts. Whatever. There are some. So there are some competitive advantages to attacking or defending first. By defending first, they have the advantage of knowing exactly how far they need to push to win when they attack. So like I would not, if I were the team captain for Penn Manor, I would not have agreed to that. But ultimately, it is up to them. It is up to the team captain whether or not to agree or disagree with that. So I'm happy to support them on that. But I think they're giving LS a bit of a leg up here by letting them know that.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm still reading through here. So, Section 3.4 of the high school rules, they're not liable. We're not liable for stream sniping or in-game advantages due to personal broadcasting. So technically, I bet we don't have. We could be probably using the captain's mode.
That's fair, but I also
I don't want to do that.
The honest thing to do, right?
Yep,
the good sportsmanship.
It's
thing
just
to do
I find it odd when each one of these organizations sets their own. They set the goalposts and then they end up moving them on you. But I don't want to. Let's not.
No.
That's what I was saying earlier when you I think you had to go over to the team. It's like we got this far. Let's not be questionable now.
No, not at all. I mean, we made it in the playoffs, and I think there was a question as to whether or not we would this season. So I think making it was an accomplishment, especially for a team that's so young, so new to the organization, and making it to playoffs 2 years in a row is, I think, an accomplishment. So I don't see any reason to sully that with trying to doing things a little sus, as the kids say, right, Jaden?
Jeez.
Please
That is what they
stop.
say.
Among Us and
No,
Sus
please
is not in the meta anymore.
Oh,
No,
okay,
that's
never mind.
that's
Did
not
go.
dated
Really?
now.
All right.
It died.
Times
Oh, man.
change. Okay. So we're going with dive here. Try like. So as I was saying, that's why I was a little confused. I was like, oh, they're going with double shield. We tend to prefer dive on this map. So I like that we're going with this more aggressive composition. This is more the way Penn Manor wants to play. They want to take advantage of their strong mechanics and really just push in, wreak havoc, and get some picks. It's how we play. It's how we want to win. And there's no reason to try and play these long, grindy Reinhardt matches.
Mercy's
pick.
down.
Yep. No res in that.
Nice.
There it is. Yeah, it's this kind of surgical, just like chaos that Penn Manor excels at on this map, and I love it. I love watching it. It just makes me so proud of what they're capable of pulling off when they work as a team. Yeah. So what they're doing, right, is they're jumping into the middle of the team with the tanks, and the DPS are then just circling the edges, picking off the weaker targets, and there it is. There it is. It's great
Surgical
work by
chaos is my new favorite.
What's the word? What you call it?
Surgical chaos.
Yes.
It's very much how they play when they work in this kind of composition. It's really enjoyable to watch. They have fun with it too. Something we've been talking about is the importance of having fun. I think like when you play in a competitive mode like this, it's easy to stop having fun. And so we've been kind of emphasizing. So when we started losing a few games, it was like, look, guys, our goal here, number one, is we want to try and have fun here. It stops being fun, like you're not going to want to keep doing it. All right, so there's a Bob coming out, but honestly, it's just a delaying measure. I guess they're just trying to stop some of this forward advance, shave some time off the
Well,
clock. That is very
Sure got
favorable to
Diva out of
Penn
her
Manor.
mech, and she's squishier than ever. So.
Yeah. But yeah, okay, all right. Team wipe, it's fine. Their spawn is literally right there. This was a strong showing from LS in terms of defense, but all they have to do is get their act together for Penn Manor and counterattack and make more space. Coming together, making a plan, feeling out where LS is. Here's the coordinated dive from Diva and Winston. Great tank play going on here. Jace and Craig can have a telepathic connection sometimes with their, yeah, there's
They
just the rockets coming out.
The
Mercy
rockets-
got out of that.
Rockets can be brutal if you know how to use them.
Yeah, well, I mean, unfortunately, Carter did have to die for that. It's hard to do that ultimate
Battle Mercy
and
here.
stay alive. Yeah, I mean, you know. So Sun is not afraid to pull out the pistol when there's nothing better to do and lay down a little cover fire, you know.
As long as she doesn't melt the Bob, but
This Bob,
Bob can be both squishy and terrifying if you know how to.
so it's just
Get
a
rid of-
super Torbjorn turret, but the concern here, I think, is just how quickly this Ashe is getting him. I would be very worried about the speed at which he's putting damage out to be able to do this. The hit scanner really pulling off a good stall act here for LS. You gotta hand it to him. Ooh, that was a dangerous Wraith, and now he is without an escape.
Like Wraith, it can be used to get into places, but it's more used to like escape situations.
Often, yeah.
Like right here, that would be a perfect
Yeah,
spot
I was
for
gonna
Wraith.
say. Jaden he was very prescient there. So we have tanks going forward again. Diva ult, nice, excellent job. So the Diva ult didn't itself get anything, but it forced everyone back, which put them in a bad position.
I heard a high noon. I didn't see anybody go down on that.
He didn't get anything off of it. No, he pulled it off too quickly. Everyone was in a bad position for it. Okay, so we're losing a few people. Can we get this point? They're contesting hard. But we've lost most of our supports, I think. And there's the
Bob's
Bob
back.
again.
He's
Ugh.
just out like more than.
Oh my god.
He is. I'd like to look back at this footage and just see how, like, is that 3 times in a minute? Close to it.
Like I'm starting to question whether there's some other stuff at hand. Are there hacks at this? Like,
I'm
No,
seeing,
no, no.
I'm seeing
All you
Bob
have to-
on the map more than I am Ash looking around here.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, this is a safe Ashe who's getting her damage out and building a charge, and there's a strategy to that, you know. All right, so they're going to take some high ground, put the damage out. Winston wants to pressure the squishies, try and press them back, make it hard for them to put out damage.
Chase Mercy.
Try and
trying to go to Mercy.
Nope.
Oh.
He got her.
Yep.
There you go.
Jace always gets his target.
Jace
one way or the
is
other.
chasing.
Full commitment.
Chase is chasing.
No breaks.
Well, I mean, you know, they're playing aggressive tanks. They want to try and we're essentially playing 4 DPS when you think about it. 4 characters that want to get in there, mix it up, do damage. It just so happens that 2 of them have a lot of hit points.
And one is very squishy, like Tracer.
Yeah. Well, that kind of, you know, balances it back out. Just gonna do some damage using the Tesla here. Again, so I was talking earlier about this. The verticality that this map presents is really tough for Reinhardt and Zarya. They are forced to just sit down there on the ground like fools, while Winston and Diva rule the skies. So it is an advantage you can take here. Unfortunately, it looks like we are gonna have to reset here. Ooh, maybe not. Nice healing and damage coming out of Marco. So Marco plays this very aggressive Baptiste, you know, dropping a lot of damage even as he heals. He's just so strong at it. He has great prioritization of when he needs to be putting damage out. and when he needs to be doing things like, healing. his
We got
friends.
Winston taking almost the whole team by himself back here in the corner. Like, what's going
As
on?
Winston does.
Ooh, now that was a
Pretty
diva
great
bomb.
Nice.
That was a diva bomb. Got some time on the clock. This is looking good.
That was a good round for Penn Manor.
Yeah, that was strong.
It was. It was. I think if we're gonna name an MVP, it's Bob. He did manage to delay Penn Manor. I would argue Bob might have taken a minute from that timer from Penn Manor. So or rather, hats off to LS, especially their Ash player, for managing that throughout the game.
Who was playing Ash?
I'm not sure. Maybe if we see that player playing again, Nick will be able to bring that up for us, and we could just give her a little round of applause for the play from that Ash there. That was excellent. But Jace's intense focus on the back line cannot be underestimated. He was our DPS player in the fall season, and he never really stopped when he was moved to tank.
So we just saw him. He swap over to Sigma now, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so Sigma is sort of an off-tank, main tank hybrid who's capable of putting out a lot of damage and controlling the enemy team in a significant way. So Jace is pretty at home in the character. He's able to do a lot of different things there and sort of serve as an anchor point for the team when Reinhardt goes down. Looks like we're playing a very range damage team. We're going to want to just project power out using Hanzo, using McCree. Let's see what they've decided on LS's side.
I miss Hanzo's split arrow.
You might be
Yes.
one of the few, but I've come to
I
miss it
remember.
as well.
I
They came
remember.
through the bottom. Smart. We have ourselves a Reinhardt Zarya composition. This is really LS's bread and butter. It's what they like to play. And we talked about this a little bit beforehand with the team captain. We really don't want to be trying to play them in that way. That's just not the game we're going to win. They have too much practice, too much experience on that. They are, and there goes our Reinhardt.
Slow.
There that is, but we've lost too many. We are going to lose the point here. Excellent attack from LS.
I think there's probably less verticality on that point compared to the rest of the map.
There is, yeah. The big advantage there is so the Reinhardt will typically, the composition will get stretched out. Oof, out of position. The composition will get stretched out as they're advancing on the point, and that allows for a dive tank to kind of move in between them and split the team. However, the aggression coming at so talk about verticality. The Reinhardt and the Zarya have decided to make up for their flaw by just walking up there. And unfortunately, with Sigma and Reinhardt, we're not able to take advantage of this. I would say this is, Penn Manor got a little worried about protecting their DPS characters and has decided to fall back to some comfortable picks.
Personally, I would want Orisa over Sigma, just because they have a Zarya putting so much output. Sigma, if he loses his shield, he's kind of a sitting target. He can't absorb her damage with his ability.
That's true. There's some weaknesses there. We might see some swaps soon here because the tanks just aren't cutting it, unfortunately. We have a swap to May.
And Orisa is
We're taking turns
absolutely
now. We're
take-
on this bridge here.
So Orisa could definitely be an advantage. Orisa also is highly immobile though, and we are in an area where the ability to control that high ground is really important. And we're low on characters able to actually go up there and contest it. Here again, we're having to walk up. And while they're doing that, we've got two people on the cart doing their thing. Ooh.
Well, he's going to melt the Hanzo's Dragon Strike.
Yep. Sun is out of position, has to back up. And we gave that up pretty easy. Alright, there's a wasted shatter, that's good. Throwing that out.
Comes.
Got 5 minutes left for LS. We're going to have to hold for a long time here, but it has been done. In fact, I think our last competitive match that we had is exactly what we did.
You mean like scrim, or you mean like actual match in regular season?
No, our actual last match on Blizzard World, we definitely were looking at a longer clock. And when we got to this lineup here, we were able to hold. So it all comes down. Honestly, at this point, it's going to come down to the supports. If they're able to just keep us alive long enough. Oh, this is rough. LS is really fighting here, really pushing the damage in. It's the trouble with the Reinhardt Zarya composition. They just walk forward at you. Tech able to punish the McCree.
Dragon Strike gets 2.
Oh, excellent Dragon Strike. Excellent Dragon Strike. They just need to keep it from getting to the point. They'll be able to slowly walk that back, force LS to take more ground.
Nice.
Excellent. Keep trying to stagger him.
Good picks.
Fantastic.
What a shot.
So Tech really, Tech was a tank player for us in the first season, and he started demonstrating some serious skills on Hanzo in our practices. And that's where things really started, where we're thinking, if we swap Jace over to tank, he's got great shot calling, he's got great instincts. And Tech can kind of just go into his zone on DPS and do his thing, which is kind of what you're looking for from a DPS character. So the swap has been a really great one, and Hanzo has been his go-to in that role. We are out there, though, for May. Alright. That wall's doing a lot of work. Getting some dry pushes from LS as they're building ult charge, I suspect.
Dragon Strike ready. Shut
What
that
a
down real
lucky
quick.
shot. Oh my.
It's the thing with Hanzo, like you just keep firing arrows and
Eventually you get lucky.
eventually you get
huh?
a pick. Yep.
So I think, Jay, you were right to point out that, we're having some trouble with the lack of shielding here. I think what they're going for is to try and get some damage coming out from Sigma that then opens up space for everyone else. But I don't know if we're going to be able to. Yep. The switch to Hog is interesting, but might not be what they needed here.
Yeah, he didn't pull that.
That Zarya is going to definitely be a struggle for the Hog, unless he just solo ults.
You mean kind of like
Well, there's also this.
that? Whoa, okay, he was low. He got a
He's
little
going
whack
to
in.
swap, though.
I mean, we did
He's
run the
gonna
clock
need to
down. You
swap.
said 4 minutes is a long time. We did run it down
hanging
pretty
on
far, but we're
Yep.
also not that far from the point. We're less than 100 meters from the point, so
Yeah.
and this
yeah.
cart
Now,
does
did we
not roll back
see-
quick.
What ultimates did we see coming out from LS, or are they sitting on a bunch? That's the danger that we're facing here. It's going to be up to Jace to try and use his ultimate to disrupt whatever they try.
I don't think we saw Graph, did we?
I don't think we did. I'm very concerned that they have a serious plan coming together here, and they only need to win, really, one time here. Penn Manor's finding itself in that spot often. That's not going to get... Oh, we got it!
That's good.
That's key, yeah.
Nice.
This poor McCree.
He's just getting picked on.
He is.
There'll be some personal beef here with Chase.
There may well be. Alright, so we've cut it down to a minute. So now at this point, if we swap between, I believe we would end up with more time than them. And that's really, like, in the end, like, bare minimum, that's what you want. That's what you're going for. Now, of course, if we can just win outright, that's preferred. It's what I would ask for.
Clay stick and hog. I mean,
There we go. Alright, finally using that hog effectively. We got a key pick. It's going to force them back. They have one push left. LS has to win the next fight. And the picks are just killers. So Hog is going to come in handy here. If they can just get 1 or 2 key picks early on, force an uneven fight, the game's pretty much over. What else are we looking at this point? So we got damage coming from Carter and Tech, and a window from Marco might just be what he needs to enhance his healing.
here we go.
Yep, there's the high noon.
Oh, got 2 off.
Yep.
And he got his retribution there on Jay. Or not Jay, Jace.
Yeah, here it is.
It's that last push you're talking about. And it's going to be
Yeah.
a team kill. No?
Looks like it. Yeah, they're swapping
Just
to
about.
stall characters. Great charge from Reinhardt to
That's
try and
walking
stop
it
this.
in. Do we have
we got there.
nobody there?
But it's not enough. Okay, so I mean, hats off to LS for pushing through there, putting something together. They had a lot of ult discipline there, making sure that they didn't spend it. And you know, Penn Manor, I think got a little, I want to say, jumpy at the end there. Let themselves get caught off guard.
A little too excited.
Yeah, it might have been. That happens to us sometimes when we're at the end of a game like that. But we have more time in the clock than LS. So the advantage here is going to be to us because ultimately we have more time to get further. And we are, I think, better at this map. So ultimately, I think this game is going to be Penn Manor's, but it's going to be a real fight because LS is not going to give in. Got a little message here. Okay. Just a heads up, Nick,
Yeah.
according to Kyle with the AVGL,
Yes.
the team that did not choose the map picks attack or defense first.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
couldn't find that in the manual, but I guess
Always
it's,
worth asking, yeah.
yeah, sure. I mean, it's totally fun. I don't mind it per se.
There's a catch-all rule in there that says, you know, basically, tournament official can change thing at any given time. So if he says it, like,
Oh,
we
that's
gotta
fun.
stick with it. So
Yeah, just rule by fiat. All right, we find ourselves in defense yet again. They have a minute to make this happen. That being said, they did a good job of it last time. LS really pushed in, and we are on Ryan Zarya again. I hope this
don't
works out.
know. Yeah.
And there's our
they're
Ryan.
already here.
Yep.
Trying to get Hanzo.
And there it is. That's full charge, which is nice. Junkrat getting shot a ton. Just have to win this fight. Are they gonna win this?
10 seconds on the
Win
clock.
this fight? Oh my god, this is ridiculous.
If there's gonna be
How
one,
did they
that's
even
it.
manage this?
Wow. Okay.
I've
Cool.
seen Penn Manor pull through stuff like
Nah,
that.
there's the time. Jeez.
Losing your Reinhardt
What just
right
happened?
off the
I'm
bat,
not
like, I
sure.
don't even understand. I'm really confused. That bear's looking back at. All right, so Penn Manor just has to cap this point, and we've got this map. We make it a tie game.
So what's the score right now?
So it's 1-0 for maps right now. So LS is ahead by 1 map. Penn Manor, right now this map is tied. Penn Manor just needs to cap the point. Or they might even only need to get like 1 tick on the point, come to think of it. And we have this map, and it'll become a 1-1 match, meaning the game will have to go to game 4. Meaning we'll get to play 2-point. Isn't that exciting, guys? Hanamura, Anubis.
Of
My
course.
favorite maps.
Yeah.
I know, Jared. You're a big 2-cap fanatic. Everyone
Yep.
says so. No, they're horrific.
They do say that.
Fortunately, Paris and
What year is this with 2 CP? I mean, well,
right. No, fortunately, Paris and Horizon are banned. Those are the more miserable versions of it. But you don't have a lot of options then for 2-cap, for sure. Target practice for Marco. He hates balloons. All right, we're on dive again. And they're on Zarya. And Ashe. Can we check and see who the Ashe is real quick?
no.
It's probably Bracer OP. If I recall correctly, he was a very skilled damage character for them early on. So we're on classic combo here, actually. Genji Tracer, Winston, and Diva with Mercy, and then we have Baptiste coming in.
So there you go. There's your ass on Frost.
Yeah.
Same as earlier.
Oh, yeah. Frost was the
The Bob, triple Bob, or whatever. Yeah.
yeah, but was also in the McCree last game. Interesting. They're gonna have to wait for their Mercy. This is a problem.
I would have just went in with Halt, like very high damaging characters like that Junkrat they had earlier. And probably
Yeah,
the Hanzo again.
I think what they're looking for is mobility to do exactly what's happening here. So they want to get to that soft inside of the team and try and open it up. Yep, there's their McCree going in on Frost now. They got to take this.
The rockets are not hitting.
They're not.
Chasing.
Go.
Oh, there
There
we
we go. Yep. Unless we have a weird situation like happened to LS on this point,
Yeah,
I
let's
think
go.
we're good. Yep.
Flying through
Yeah.
everybody.
Yep.
Need to get
So
big.
the thing here, Jay, right, is like the high amount of damage would have been good, except you're pushing it directly into Reinhardt's shield and Zarya's bubbles. The real goal here, I think, is to stop trying to fight that fight. Like we just really struggle with it, and I think the more that Penn Manor recognizes that their game isn't in the Reinhardt Zarya frontline brawl, the better they're gonna do.
We got Brock's play the game here.
What
Classic.
a cheeky little.
It was that shot that we're like,
Just
huh?
real quick, like, oh yeah, deal with that. All right, now let's do a dragon real quick, fire some arrows.
Not
you know,
quite a
what one
flick
does.
shot, but it was still on point.
It was. He took a moment, right? He was like, all right, let's line it up because you don't want to miss that. Because if he misses, he's dead. Like that. It's just that's it. Whew. I love it. That was great. That map. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say this right now. I think that map is our map. I think Blizzard World is a map that we feel like we can win. Which it's nice when game 2 is always gonna. We can make sure it's a map we can win if we lost the first one. We can turn things around for ourselves. That momentum, it matters.
What's our next map type?
So next up is escort. This is basically where you're escorting the payload all the way through. There's no point to capture. My bet is they go to 66 or Dorado. Those are old favorites. But I honestly, off the top of my head, I don't recall how we played with LS. If we did 2-0, we never. They're swapping back out.
What are they saying? LS3 for LS4? What's that, man?
Yeah. Well, you know. how we have,
the
PM
spectators.
Esports
Yeah.
and Penn Manor Esports
I
as
did not
players.
see that until wow.
These must be school accounts. Yeah. Yeah, these must be school accounts. I'm just gonna post a little happy GIF in the
A what?
Overwatch chat. It's a GIF.
A GIF, a GIF.
I will die on that hill.
It's GIF. It's actually GIF.
GIF, just like my peanut butter. Got the morale booster,
The morale booster.
It's kind of funny.
and my dog's
Yeah,
gone
man.
through the door upstairs. I apologize.
That's all right. Yeah, so right now LS is debating what map they want to take.
So this is game. This is game
3.
2, 3, 3. Okay, 3.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's definitely 3.
This is game 3.
1-1
We're
so far.
1-1 right now, which means that having won the previous map for PM for Penn Manor, LS will get to choose the next map. They have to choose an escort map though. They're kind of locked into that particular format. So they really have to ask themselves like, what's going to work best for us? What have we seen Penn Manor playing that where we can like make them uncomfortable? They probably should avoid picking Dorado. Dorado is another map where there's a fair amount of high ground going on across point 2. Rialto, yeah. I mean, like that's yeah, that's one that I think is going to play more to their strengths. There's not a lot of the high ground game going on. There's a little bit at the front. There's a little bit at the front, but not a ton. And then you get a little bit going through the courtyard, not a ton. There is sort of is it a library in the middle? I'm not sure now. It's a beautiful building. Near the docks. That has a bit of high ground potential, but even then there's a lot of stairwells in. It's a closed quarter space. It's honestly like I think that's a good pick on LS's part. We're gonna struggle to take advantage of playing a non-Reinhardt composition there. That being
I
said,
love this map for the beginning boot potential.
oh god, yes, it's fun that way. But many is the Lucio or Ball who has died trying to get a cheeky boop off.
Exactly.
And instead just
That's
fallen
fair.
in the water. I would be very careful of trick shots on this.
I do believe we had a Faria that looked strong. She could get some potential in there. I won't be surprised if
Yeah,
her.
Carter has definitely been playing more of our projectile style characters. He could do that here. I would be worried about the fact that both of their DPS play hit scan. It wouldn't be crazy to see, Ash and McCree on their team. And if that's the case, I mean, it's not that you can't play Pharah in that environment, but you have to be a very wily Pharah, who's kind of a master of the map, to survive through decent hit scan fire like that. Even with Pharmacy on you, if they focus their fire right, you're done. So I would I'd peek with it. You could start with Pharmacy and then peek and see what's going on. Just pop right back in and switch it up if you need to. I wouldn't commit too hard. That would be my approach there. Looks like
Yeah,
we're gonna go
it's definitely
Doomfist.
gonna have to be like the other DPS is kind of taking care of those DPS a little bit more as well,
Yeah.
just to kind of jar them around.
Mhm.
Not necessarily to get the kills, but just to make sure they couldn't really put a clean shot on.
Doomfist is good about that, but only if he plays it smart. He has to watch for the flashbang from McCree, and the coach gun from Ashe can honestly be a death sentence if she's accurate, just because it allows her to get some distance from his combo and then just pump a bunch of rounds into him. So he has to be wily. He has to be smart. Again, like I think like playing around DPS characters is tough. The other thing is if our tanks are causing enough chaos, right? That surgical chaos, then that again it creates room for Pharah and Doomfist to do a lot of work. So
Yeah.
I really think our games are going to come down to how our tanks are playing. Yep, there it is. Are they on the double? Yeah, they're on the double hit scan, I believe. Can we get a peek at their comp real quick here?
There you go.
Yeah, not only is it double hit scan, it's also Baptiste and Anna. So it's just everyone shooting at Carter. On
They
the
also
right
went-
side, they are sitting ducks for people. So who's going in? No fear from Jace.
What just honked?
I'm not
I
sure.
heard that through the feed too, so I don't.
We definitely got a honk.
Not me either.
Must be a phone vibrating.
That must have been. Yeah, that was a funny sound.
Oh, I got
Alright.
a notification. My fault.
No biggie.
Alright.
We got the Penn Manor soundboard pulling out. That's all.
All right, so we got pushed off there, but not bad in terms of just like a first quick push, making some space. We just don't want to slow down. That's going to be the key here. Once again, they're on Reinhardt Zarya. As is, it's pretty predictable at this point. It's just what they're going to want to play. Nice block from Craig. But at this point, he's just feeding ult charge. He needs to get up there and start making a difference. Nice from Carter, but Carter pays for it. I don't know if I would have swapped off tech.
It's a bit of an odd pick, yeah. Whoa! Turn that around with that deflection.
He did.
Can't believe he fired in.
You know what? It is defense. There's a lot of chaos going on there. Might have been focused somewhere else and not realized what was going on. Oh, Carter wants him. He's not gonna get him.
Don't go down.
Nah, he's got it. Carter's gotten his Pharah parkour down fairly well at this point. We are getting a little stalled here. Switch to ball might be right. Diva's just getting torn up. Yep, once again. Really have to think about that. There it
Could have
comes.
been just using it to get able switch.
Okay, well that was an attempt was made, I think.
Might be
Without a
couple.
nano,
Yeah.
it's such a vulnerable ultimate. Ultimately, I think they just knew they needed to get to the next point. They didn't have time. They were risking losing the game, honestly, without spending everything they had on this. Nice. Great block of that ultimate. The bubble's just going to eat a ton of those auto visor shots. We are, I think, going to lose our monkey. Ooh, no. Nope.
You
Nope, they're
called
on
it
hog now.
too early.
Never mind. So we're going to ask her, but they need to watch for this hog. He is going to start picking these squishies left and right. Yep, there it is. Throwing the chains out. Alright, ball's making space, but yeah, I think the tanks are going to need to make some swaps here.
Yeah, if you're fragile, man, you do not want to be right in the wrong spot, right in front of Roadhog.
No. He's going to stop in your tracks. Yep, the swap to Zarya is the right
Kinda like
choice.
that.
That's Oh! He comes from behind. I have to feel like that's something that was happening to us in a past game. Alright.
Almost a
They
white
stopped the
pair.
push.
Yeah.
Alright. That's fine. It's an opportunity to rethink the composition. So we swap over to Reaper to counter the Hog. We're getting a res from Mercy, maybe. Oof,
Where are we getting shot from?
definitely
Come on.
a premature res there. He was just about to respawn.
Hog is directly in front of us here. Let's see if we jump in. He does drop in.
Mistake on the teleport.
He's trying.
Yep. The Reaper's gonna force him back. Make some space.
He's gonna come behind him again.
You think so?
Oh no, okay.
Great pin against the wall there. Able to really, really punish the forward position of that ball.
Tight corner.
We're about to get, there it is. Yep. Not able to do anything with it. We've had trouble really capitalizing on these grabs this particular round.
Oh,
Nope,
that
ain't
was
gonna do
not
anything.
a good play.
You mistimed that. Able to get to the point.
They're pushing.
Wraith in a pack. Yeah, they are. It's all very hard fought. They're having to spend ultimates when they don't want to. They're getting stalled longer than they'd like.
I mean, with each point we got what 2.5 minutes. So I mean, granted, this distance is still a little bit smaller to the last point, but they're gonna need it. I think.
But it's hard turns.
That's what I mean,
The defense
yeah.
gets so much stronger here now. It's gonna be difficult to do this. Every death matters more for Penn Manor. Yep. Ooh, got. Not quite. Close.
It's just the item. Oh, there we go.
Carter! Carter! Living on the edge. Ooh, watch out for that.
Yeah, we're gonna be in the middle of Hog there.
Alright. Back it on up. Back it on up.
No!
Never mind. Let's just get hooked real quick. They're gonna have to start thinking about that. I really think Ball needs to swap here. I know that Craig loves to play him, but this is just not a composition where they're going to be successful.
Gonna roll around right off to the edge of the map.
Yeah, well, I mean, it might be better than spending time on the character.
Given this comp right now? Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, we got purple there. Great grenade from the LS Anna.
That was an ult. Wasn't really worth it.
Yeah. So.
Will, do you think
let's
he'll
work
get it
out the
here?
mana.
Like after that, I think that was kind of like a godsend. You know, you need to change. Like I know I would have changed there, but let's see. Does he do it,
Yeah.
or is he going to be stubborn? Ah, here we are. Okay. Decision's been made.
I mean, so you have to ask yourself, what do you swap to here? With Hog on hand. They're running Hog. Honestly, you could swap to Reinhardt here. Block off the enemy Hog. Alternatively, Orisa could work. But it's tough to do attack Orisa. Then again, Craig has a lot of time on her. He could make it work. Tech has identified his target. There we go. At long last. Great grenade from Sun there to shut down the heal.
Ooh, is he going to be able to pop? They got the shield.
He's looking for the opportunity. Yeah, you got to watch for... The problem is this Reinhardt, right? He's going to shut down everything Tech wants to do, so he's got to grind that shield down. Oh!
No! Oh
Bro.
my.
How many ultimates are we holding on to here, Nick?
2 at the
Only
moment.
the one. Yep, that's alright. Okay. So, great defense from LS. We did get close to point 3 though, so worse things have happened. We can still push through here and win this, but we are going to have to go all the way. Or rather, keep them from going all the way. I forgot we were on defense here. Or we were on attack.
Are we gonna see Ball? Are we gonna switch?
Oh no.
I don't know. you know, the other thing is, you know, we can have our commentary all that we want, right? But that doesn't mean that we're necessarily right. It's possible that what they were trying to pull off that made sense.
Exactly.
I just think, you know, this is a game of rock paper scissors ultimately, and when you're a rock, you don't want to be going up against paper. It's as simple as that. Especially two pieces of paper. Rocks hate pieces of paper.
What parallels we drawing here?
I don't know, man. I'll let you figure it out. I just teach about metaphors, all right?
They don't have to mean anything.
They don't. It's just words.
Isn't it? It's all interpretation a lot of times. So true.
It is. Yeah, totally. Yeah. I see. Scott taught you well, Nick. All right. So it looks like honestly, I don't think LS has changed really at all. They spent a little bit of time on Winston one time and then switched. I think that we can expect to see the same composition coming out of them game after game. There's advantage in that, in playing that way. We have a lot more variability with Penn Manor, but there's definitely strength in just mastering a composition. Ooh, great bubble.
Shut down.
Oh, this hog has some pinpoint hooks. He's really making a difference for LS. And the Zarya's there to deal with that, but it is not happening. Yep. There's that. The Berry Soda here, just walking through our team. A hot knife through butter. Damage coming out from Marco here. Like I said, he likes to play an aggressive Baptiste, really putting out the damage when he doesn't need to heal.
I love to see that
That'll be
hook bounce
advantage
right
for
off the
character.
shield.
Except there. I hate to watch our Ryan just melt. But
Got
it
our rip,
happens
but he's
so
gonna
often.
die.
There it
They
is.
say, could he have sent it up and over?
Maybe. Why even bother though? You know, it's not enough to actually wipe the team, and they weren't going to be able to take the point back. So save it for when it can actually make a difference, right?
True.
It's coming soon though. They're going to have to use it.
Oh, a 6-stack right now? Yeah.
They have to
They're
use it
gonna
in the
split,
chaos though.
yeah.
It's just going to get picked. Yep. Every time. Ult discipline from Junkrat. Not popping his ult too early. They didn't need to. They've managed to stop him just fine as they have. Back off. Let LS reset. Make some swaps yourselves. We have a change to McCree now. They're going for a flank here. Excellent use of the Sonic Arrow from Hanzo. It's a powerful tool. I think we'll just have Baptiste try to 1v3 real quick. Oof. Baptiste diff. Alright. Nice job there, Marco. Oh.
He jumped at least,
Oh,
at least the opportune
God.
time.
Oh no, Marco.
Don't do it again. That's. I just don't want to see
He
everybody keep
needs
on
to
walking
stop
up here
tempting.
and dying.
Stop it! Stop doing what you're doing. Crazy people. So scary. This right now has a shatter. My name is Mr. Lloyd. This is
No,
yeah. This is
get
a fight that
back.
this is a fight that Hog wants, right? Like he wants to have the fight there. He's
Yep.
glad to have it. They need to.
Whoa.
Oh my lord.
I wish
okay.
to see that. Yeah, jeez. Not looking at the right perspective here.
All right. Fortunately, with Hog distracted, it seems they were able to pull off a team wipe. So, however, this one-man army of a Hog, this Cadillac of tanks, is just untouchable.
Oh,
Oh
man.
my god.
No
Stop
joke.
doing it.
Just accept that he's gonna do this.
Oh,
You just need to
well.
accept, like, look, this guy's scary. We need to not try. We need to stop trying to, like, you know, reason with a wall here. This is sad.
Melting.
Had a great hold, but too deep on that Hog. gonna stagger Elena. Craig's gonna get himself killed. Yep. This is that lack of control that we sometimes see at the end of games for Penn Manor as we start to get a sense of a game either being won or being lost. And honestly, the excitement gets us because we're having fun. We care.
So much trouble capitalizing on those grabs.
Yep. Well, I mean, that time it was the
Yeah.
immortality field. Oh my god!
He's back.
Maybe we needed to stay on Reaper here. Just have one whose job is to pressure the hog back, because he really does just kind of go where he wants and do what he wants.
Okay. LS2, Penn Manor 1. Into game 3.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be our chance to make or break. Game 4.
That's right. If we lose here, we lose
Hey,
the match, and we
he's-
lose playoffs.
He's played the game again.
You know, it's arguable that Tech is the real standout MVP of the season for us. His level of play, the vast amount of skill that he's developed over time, and this is what we missed out on here. Yep, and it was, yeah, it came down to a good shatter and Tech just putting damage out. The amount of skill he's developed over time in this role is tremendous. He's just amazing.
What
It's not
about
gonna
his
deter at all.
character?
I mean, it's really hard to counter that. It's totally fair. Hanzo, nobody likes him.
That was insane. I tell you, insane.
It was. So we move now to 2-cap. And this is everyone's most hated form of map. For this particular match, you know, there are 2 maps banned. I think that leaves us 2 maps to play. So we'll see where this goes, but I suspect that Penn Manor is
Paris.
gonna go with, no, we can't choose Paris, it's banned.
Yeah, I was going to say Paris was
Um,
banned. Yeah.
I
Good.
think we probably end up going with Hanamura here. Neither's really great, to be honest, but you do what you gotta do.
Yeah, good. Good thing they banned Paris because I never really liked Paris.
And when you're saying ban, that's a season-wide ban, right? Set by the
Yes,
organization.
it's
It's
a
not like we're doing
season-wide
a
ban.
team ban where each picks a map to ban or anything.
No, it's banned. However, I believe it's also banned in actual Overwatch competitive mode. So Overwatch League kind of like set the standard, and a lot of times leagues like AVGL, PIEA, they'll just follow suit. Nobody likes playing on those maps. They either go forever or they're complete blowouts because they're ridiculously designed, and it's just not interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, in the end, this may well go forever as well as the 2 teams trade wins back and forth.
Oh, we are an hour and 8 in.
Phew.
Oh, really? It's been that long?
Yep.
Well, at this point, it becomes a test of endurance. I mean,
Who-
you're
who-
playing for so long.
I mean, I'm
Like-
thankful that if we were to continue, that we're not going to have a back-to-back tonight. But it is unfortunate that they're going to end up doing that for
Who will give up who will give up
semis
first?
and grand finals, because that's rough. I mean, you're looking at potentially like 4 hours of games.
Yeah. You know, the endurance part is part of it, though. You know what I mean? When you talk about esports, part of it is mental focus and physical endurance over the course of a taxing span of time. And hopefully Penn Manor's up to it.
We had to play for like 8 hours.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
for Rocket League, yeah, no, that was
Twice.
NASF.
Saturday and
NASF
Sunday.
decided they're gonna have playoffs, regional and then national, basically across 2 days, instead of like, I don't know what, 3 weeks normally. And I mean, like not entire 3 weeks, but like a couple days each week.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I sat at my computer for like 10 hours the one day.
Mhm.
That sounds very exciting. Grueling for the players, I'm sure.
I mean, it's one of those things where, yeah, as much as we love all to
I would
play these
ask you-
games, and we do it just to do it a lot of times. In the past time, yeah, nobody was happy at the end of that. Nobody benefited.
Oh, if
Yeah,
it,
it's exhausting.
if an Overwatch game lasted long, if an Overwatch game lasted that long, I would just say, please let me go.
Yeah, like what point
Yeah.
it's like, I think we have time to get food and get up. Like, this is terrible.
Hmm.
And I think Jared, like it started way earlier than it originally slated for. It was like 10 o'clock,
3 hours
and
earlier
then
than
like we end up. I don't know. It was a coordinated nightmare in the beginning, and our one team had a bye, so it ends up being like, I don't know. We sat there for 3 hours.
Yeah. Full sky, yeah.
Was not expecting this pick, to be honest. We'll see how it goes. I mean, it's hard to pick any of these maps. They never feel like a great choice, but we unfortunately just have to do it.
Well, I'm gonna have to head out.
No problem, Jay.
I'll be
Thanks for
sure to.
joining us.
Yeah, thanks for being as far as you could.
All right, good luck, guys.
Thanks, Jay.
See ya.
Peace.
Let's see. I want Jay. Unfortunately, we got some people in the chat here.
And then, oh,
Can you sub our Pioneer for LS4? So they're making some more swaps.
here we go. So Tyler, basically not planning on making swaps, but if we had to, or somebody had to step out, because I know schedules were like a thing tonight.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have any alts tonight, do we?
Well, we have Jaden.
Oh
So
shoot! Yeah, duh.
Wow, you forgot about me.
Sorry,
Wow.
Jaden. I'm
So
bad.
our
Sorry.
My feelings are hurt.
roster is actually pretty flexible. You know, Jace can play really any role. Tech can play DPS or tank. Marco can play tank or support. Um, Carter can play support or damage. Elena and Jane are really more committed to support those. So even if Jason had to stay behind or not participate, and there was a chance he might not be able to make it tonight, then what would have happened probably is we would have moved Marco into tank, and then we would have had Jaden come in on support. So that's
Yep.
really how that would have looked today. And Jaden has really made a lot of improvements. I would say this season you've really improved as a support player, Jaden. Would you agree with that?
Yes, I agree. Yes, thank you for complimenting my skills,
Of course.
my amazing skills.
I think a big challenge as we've been going towards the end of the season has been developing a deeper character pool. Allows you to be
Especially,
more
especially
responsive.
with all of us at home. Especially with all of us at home.
Yeah, you know, I have to wonder what our training and practice would be like if we were all present. You know, the way we'd be able to help each other and focus on being more of a community, it might have been a little different. On the other hand, I think there's an advantage to playing virtually when you're on an esport like this. There's something to it.
Eh. So I'm curious what the summer is gonna look like.
So for the summer, I mean, we're gonna continue to offer like open gyms. Um,
Hmm.
I know
Well,
Scott was working more on that for like his League of Legends because we're trying to get scouting because they're always really tight on the number of players. Um, Unfortunately, for some of our students that maybe signed out one of our computer systems to take home, one of the desktops, not going to be able to do that. Yep, not going to be able to do that over the summer. But you know, we hope everybody stays in communication over the summer and just you know, plays together casually. You know, we have a lot of people that would probably prospectively join us. I know we're losing a couple seniors, right?
We are. Jason Craig will both be graduating and moving on.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that means Overwatch has some slots open
Yep.
Yes.
in the team.
Yeah. I was probably like I remember when we first started esports, back during my freshman year, the esports first started.
Hmm.
Hmm. Yep.
You were there.
I was there when it all. I was
You
there
were
when
one
it
of
all
the
started.
inaugural players.
Indeed.
And this
Maybe.
upcoming year, it'll be potentially if for you know the 2021-22 school year, we actually now in our new building we actually have a new headquarters for esports. I don't know if we've really
I don't think we've had a
broken the
chance to
news
show
yet,
them
but
pictures.
yeah,
No.
that'll be something on our recap whenever the season ends here.
Yeah, Overwatch is kind of the last to finish here this year. League of Legends and Rocket League both are wrapped up, but Overwatch has gone on, seemingly
Flip it.
forever.
I thought the regular season for PIEA was like 6 weeks, and then you're like, no,
Yeah.
there's 8 weeks for regular season, and I'm like,
Well, so
okay.
there's this weird bye week because they were trying to be considerate of Easter and like how that affects the school schedules of some schools. And then,
I'm thankful they did that. I mean, not everybody observes it, but it's good that they did because
right. Yeah. Oh, well, for example, like Lancaster Catholic is participating in this tournament. You know what I mean? I would imagine they take it more seriously. So they probably wanted to be considerate of that. So we had a bye week during that. No, not during that week. We played during that week because Penn Manor has a shorter break for that spring weekend, and then we had a bye the following week, which that was meant to balance out the fact that like some schools played and some didn't. So it ends up extending the season by 1 week.
I have no clue what's going on in this chat. One of them says they got locked
I
out of their
don't
building. Like
either.
not even gonna try and read into it.
Well, our team captain's
Chat.
son is a very nice and considerate person who's willing to be patient with all kinds of silliness. She would have to be to put up with some of the jokers on this team. So it's
You mean like everyone on this team?
Jace is a pretty serious guy. Craig's a pretty serious guy. End of list. So
Elena.
I think she does a good job of corralling some of these wacky guys on the team. All right, the game's starting.
Hopefully it's the last because as much as I love esports, it's going on for a little while.
So it's a test of endurance for everybody. Yeah, I think when we talk about esports, like how is it a sport? What is it testing? Like it is mental and eventually physical endurance. Not in the way, of course, like football or soccer does. It's very different. But there's definitely resources, energy levels that are being taxed here. And I'm wondering if we'll start to see more sloppy decisions coming out of both teams as they struggle with the length of time that they're being asked to focus on playing seriously.
Who will give up first? Who will give out? I'm just hoping the other team was like, you know what, we're tired. Let's just go. You win.
Mm-hmm.
If only. We established one team, so.
Well, Jaden, I prefer a hard fought win. I think it feels so much better.
Remember one time everyone joked about how he sabotaged the other team?
No.
All
right. So it looks like we're doing dive again here. Craig is sticking to the ball pick. I think they're concerned about the fact that Zarya keeps popping up in their opening composition. They want to try and not have D.Va melt to that.
Zarya can be both on your team. It can be amazing, but on the enemy team, it all depends how they play. If they're playing like hanging back, I'll show my players. That can be somewhat easy to take out. But if they're up close and personal, they can be very deadly.
We've got the tanks way forward, taking the high ground, positioning themselves around. This is exactly the kind of thing we want to see Penn Manor doing.
Yeah, that was a good coordination there between Brock and Jace here. And now they're both going to probably drop in.
They both have their... Yep, and there's a pick. It's a key one, actually.
Damage boosters too.
Coming down again. Yep, took out a healer. Slow and steady. Just work through it. Deal with the problem. Alright, that's Doomfist, but that's okay. Because the rest of the enemy team's just going down.
Nice.
And that's the point. Yep. So, I mean, this is kind of what's annoying about this type of map, right? Is it's a map where, like, you win one fight on attack and you win half the map. But this is really, this is a reason to pick Volskaya, of course, is they're able to use the high ground on that point to great effectiveness. They can take their time, set up an attack. And like I said, when you're playing Ryan and Zarya, you just have to watch this happen.
We're going to all fail to jump this year.
Yeah, unfortunately. Okay. Love the way Penn Manor's working right now, but yeah, they swapped a hog. Gives a good switch. It's going to counter a lot of what Penn Manor's doing right now. And they're going to have to think about some swaps here. At least Doomfist.
Winston's going in for the high. Jeez. Not high, but far.
still has his ult.
Ooh, there's the
He's got
ball or the bomb.
Must wake the bird off.
Well, he wanted to get him into the water.
I know.
I'm sure he did, but it didn't work out.
He's just sitting there staring.
At what point
I
is it,
know.
is it
You got
turned
the
into a
stun lock.
meme instead of a strategy?
He's just standing there, menacingly.
Ah, he's missed again.
Man,
That
he
has
almost
to be
got that
killing
turned back
Jace.
around on him if he was wanted to knock him into the water.
So at this point, let's take a look. What do we got? What are we on for team composition? So they've made the swap to Junkrat off of Doomfist. That seems right. Snaki's gonna have to think about whether or not Winston's the right choice here. I think it still works. They're a little less all in on being countered by Roadhog, but they can't let themselves get controlled by him again, as happened on Rialto. Just spamming the point. Not really doing anything though. Let's just pop back up.
I'm not seeing any text damage connect. It's like I said,
Yeah.
to what end? Sometimes.
Gotta love it.
Okay, holy moly. I want to, I hate that he's doing this to Penn Manor, but really, this hog is not
Yeah,
doing
he's-
anything wrong. he's just punishing every greedy decision Penn Manor is making. Woo! Alright, what do we got here? Yep, there's another pick. We're gonna have to really think about how we're dealing with the way this hog is creating space. There's another hook. There's the ult. And yeah. Okay, the switch to Reaper is correct. And yeah. Alright, this is absolute chaos. They need to reset. They need to think about what they're doing. They might be able to catch a tank off guard here. Manor's a little forward.
They like that spot up there.
Like I said, high ground matters. And this is something that Penn Manor was consistently trying to take, so from LS's perspective, let's take it first, deny them their plan. Forces Penn Manor to spend time trying to figure out a different approach. And that is
We're gonna have a
potentially
sneaky,
where they win.
sneaky.
Mhm.
Oh, she walked off.
Whoop,
His scan coming in. He does not. Oh, never mind.
barely got out of there. But that is going to end the push. We have not spent a lot of time practicing 2-cap, in large part because it was not a part of the regular season. Our practice for playoffs, unfortunately, was a little stilted. We had some scheduling issues, and we found ourselves not really practicing the way we would have liked to have. So we are definitely struggling here. This is not a map type that we are super prepared for, and in the past, it's one that we've struggled with in season 1. Definitely, I think we're seeing some of those problems emerge in the team. They swap to Reinhardt Zarya. Trying to solve the problem. Throw a shield in front of Hog, and then if he does manage to hook anyone, put a bubble on him. Decent solution. Going left, moving as a team. We have a grab. Alright, slap Bob. Can we survive? Ooh, the shadow comes out. So,
60 seconds, no tick. Yeah, we need to.
yeah, Penn Manor has one attempt left. They need to at least get a tick here.
Got 3 ults, gonna be 4. Oh, okay.
Not a fan. Penn Manor will have to make 2. There's a pick.
No.
No.
This she's got.
If anyone was gonna survive this, it was gonna be.
Yeah, Zarya with the raid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay. Not for long. That's gonna be
Yep.
the problem ultimately. Is
Mhm.
they're so close to the spawn here that we're just gonna melt.
Spin the
There
win.
you go. Spin the win. I like it.
No. Yep, there that is. All right. Now comes the defense, which is tough on this map. Like I said, you just have to win 2 fights.
Okay.
All right, Nick, what's the composition we're looking at here?
There we go.
So, Hog and Sigma, they're looking for a more aggressive defense here. They need to try and break down the Reinhardt attack. Yep, Hog and Reinhardt. LS has adapted to what they think is going to work here. They're struggling to deal with Hog. Hopefully we don't let ourselves get picked. Play from behind the shields, Marco. There we go. Unfortunately, we lose Carter to the Hog.
Hook misses.
Yep. Fires wildly. Unfortunately, gets torn apart.
They are all over to that point.
They are. It's a tough point to defend.
Yeah, I mean it usually goes pretty quick.
It does.
We saw a
What's more
prime
important
example
is
of
that-
that last game.
We did, and both teams should be able to do that given how good both are. What we're seeing here now is we need to see a good reset and a defense setup. We need a plan from Penn Manor. The plan.
We got
all
a
right?
bastion.
Okay, all right, let's just do it. If they're gonna put a big meaty, shield and hog out, this is exactly what Bastion is designed for. He is a character like any other, a tool. In more ways than one, perhaps. We did just lose our support, though. We can see Tech realizing he needs to play safe because he's lost a source of healing. Wherever that soldier is, it's dangerous for him. So we've gone to bunker comp, double shield, Bastion. They know they have to win here. Losing this fight on this point is losing the playoffs, losing the rest of the season. That's it. That's the end. Can we get a window out for our Bastion soon here, bud? Not yet, I suppose. Tech waiting. Try not to overextend.
He's just sitting here taking in the sights.
He is kind of playing back. You know what I mean? Trying to watch. So, where has this hog been excelling? It's been excelling by flanking the team. They need to watch their flanks. They need to watch the corners and the ways that this team is able to sneak behind them and really throw them off balance. Honestly, LS has done a good job of that. They seem to have a plan a lot of the time. Yep. Ooh, and he survives.
That was
What a madman.
I don't think I foresaw that one happening.
No. They do have a tracer in the back harassing.
That's gonna be
They're gonna need
obnoxious
to
for
deal with
Brock.
that.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. But they dealt with it.
Riptire coming in.
There we go.
It was ours. Okay.
What do we got? A little over 3 minutes left to go here, though. Come on, Penn Manor. What else are we looking at here, Nick? All right. That's potentially devastating. They've swapped over to Hanzo. Again, just like moving on to DPS characters that can deal with the Bastion. You stick yourself out there. Hog's gonna get you. Come around on the side.
Nice.
That's the kill they needed. It's just so fun. So yeah, fun fact, you do reload after a bit, so he can just alternate between forms when he absolutely needs to. The accuracy on the recon mode for Bastion is pretty good, so he's still technically up. Oh, this was their plan all along.
Nice.
I think that's maybe more to our advantage there.
Uh-oh.
Pending.
Okay. Come on, one more. Make it count.
Yep. All right.
You got 2 off. I'm okay with that.
Nice sleep from Elena. They still have Baptiste in the back, but we've respawned. Now we can stagger them if we can find them. There we go. Oh, that was a great charge from the Reinhardt. This fight's not over. Or never mind, it's over.
We have some taunts back here by too.
Yeah. I'm sure he's feeling frustrated at this point. We might draw on this map. Oh,
Joy of
God.
2 CP maps.
Yeah.
You thought it was over?
This might go to game 6.
Never
Or
ends.
maybe is it a tie? We're going to have to look up the rules. I'm going to message the, the guy real quick.
This is game what, 4 right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this is a good push. This is a good push. Penn Manor's swept. Can they get back on point in time?
No.
cannot.
So this is the end of the line, is it not?
It is. That's going to conclude the season for Overwatch. But let me just say, making it to playoffs yet again is a great sign. I think that this team has a lot to do in the future. They're going to develop even more. We've seen so much growth from them this year. I'm really excited to see what they can do next year.
Yeah.
That being said, they've had a great year.
The fact that we made it to playoffs, you know, I'm still so proud of them. Even if not,
Yeah,
you
me
know,
too.
it's a great feeling.
It is. All right, everyone. So we may stream on here occasionally in the future for some more casual things, but that's going to conclude the esports season for Penn Manor. Join us again in the fall of next year for more video game fun.
There we go. Thank you. That's a wrap.
All right.